Hey, what is up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking a lot about nutrition, training, and then also recovery. I know I haven't posted in a while, and I apologize for that. I've been really busy. I always use that excuse, but I'm less busy now, thankfully. School ended, and I've just been able to create more content in general, and I definitely want to push more videos out for YouTube. I know I've been saying that forever, but one of the reasons, honestly, that I haven't really been posting a whole lot on YouTube is just because of the time it takes to create. And I feel like I reach a little bit more people. Not that numbers matter, but I feel like I can reach more people with Instagram and TikTok and the other, platforms that I use. But I definitely, lately, I have really come to realize that posting more on YouTube is going to be more influential for me and for other people because they get a chance to really see who I actually am. I really want to just create more of a family here on YouTube, and I think there's no better way to do that than actually post. So that's what I'm going to do. Today, I want to talk about specifically, I want to talk about training programs, I want to talk about recovery, and I also want to talk about nutrition. And just basically little bits and pieces that I didn't know, that I wish I knew when I started, and hopefully some of this will help someone out there, whether you're new to lifting, whether you're like 15 years old and you're just now lifting, or if you're like 40 years old, you're just lifting, like whatever the case may be, whether you're, my age, 22, and you're like 6 years in, kind of like me, and you're hit a plateau, here are the things that have really helped me, and I hope that they can help you. So, number one, we'll talk about training programs. So just in the most general basic sense, follow a training program. Simple as that. You have to follow a training program. You don't have to. Let me back up and say you don't have to, but I would recommend it unless you are really, really experienced and you know what your body, wants, and you know what your body can handle. Having a training program in front of you, like an organized training program for me specifically, is perfect. And I'm so much more efficient if I have my sets and reps, whether it's, an RPE is there or not, whatever, like how much, volume I'm supposed to be hitting, and just like a full program that basically targets my goals. So, a few tips in following a training program. You can create yourself a training program. I create a lot of my programs through Google Sheets. I specifically like that just so you have those little squares or rectangles or whatever, those little spots that you can kind of mark everything and just lay everything out perfectly. I'm a pretty organized person. I know a lot of people aren't that way, but for those that do take an interest in that, definitely give that a try. Also, Google Docs, I do a lot of stuff through there, especially client work. I do it through there because a lot of people like it and it's more user friendly. But yeah, that's basically how I kind of organize my programs. I encourage you to do that. Just make yourself like a 2-3 week program to start, see how it goes, run it, and then if it's trash, then just like adjust it along the way or just create a new one. So yeah, follow a training program. Trust me, you want to follow a training program. If not, you may be missing out on some gains. The second thing I want to talk about is recovery, how important recovery is after you train. For me, in my training program, I have set aside one specific day to rest and recover. It's not really a rest day, it's actually a recovery day. I go to the gym 7 days a week. That seventh day is a Sunday, and I recover. So basically, I go in, I do a lot of foam rolling stuff, I do a lot of stretching, and then I do some core work, hop in the sauna, and then do a little bit of cardio. Well, I do cardio and then hop in the sauna, but I do a little bit of cardio, like 20 minutes or so, just real slow, steady state on the bike. I really like it. I just kick back, watch some YouTube video or something, and it really helps me not only recover but also prepare for the next week. So yeah, I would definitely recommend to incorporate one of those days because assuming that you're, pushing your body and just being super intense with your workouts, just really pushing yourself, challenging yourself, you need those rest days, you need those recovery days. And you don't have to make a recovery day, you can just basically have a rest day. But I would encourage some form of active recovery. This can be light walking, light biking, anything of that sort. But I would encourage you to stretch and foam roll if needed. I do it almost every single night. just because sometimes I do get really tight. So yeah, keep that in mind. Consider that. Try it out. Last but not least, I really wanted to talk about nutrition. I'm not going to go specific into or in depth with nutrition just because it varies from person to person so much. And if I don't really know you, I don't want to give you good or any advice just because I don't know like what your specific goals or anything of that sort is. Okay, so I have like this ring light thing. I know I'm like interrupting this whole YouTube video, but I had this ring light thing, which is, where is it? On the floor right there. It keeps falling off. So I'm just going to hold this like this because this is just bothering me so much. I don't have the stand. I think the stand broke, which is why this is happening, unfortunately. So nutrition. I want to talk about nutrition real quick. Nutrition is very important, right? It's half of the battle. It's very important in, just putting the right things into your body based upon your specific goals. What are you trying to do, right? Are you trying to bulk? Are you trying to cut? Are you trying to maintain? There's a lot of different routes you can go down. And nutrition is basically going to guide you and allow you to reach your goals. So, in the most basic form, obviously, figuring out what your maintenance calories are, which is a pretty relatively easy thing to do. You can basically just go online, look up your TDEE. This is a very basic process, just saying. You can go online, go to TDEE, which is basically your total daily energy expenditure. Kind of type in some of your stats. It'll give you a very rough estimate of how much your maintenance calories basically is based on a lot of different things such as height, weight, body fat. You kind of have to guesstimate unless you have access to like a DEXA scan or something like that. As well as like activity level a little bit. Sometimes it'll account for that, and that just makes it a little bit more accurate. So after you do that, basically, you figure out whether or not you want to, if you want to bulk, sure, cool. Let's add 200 to 500 calories. See how your body reacts. Same deal with cutting, except it's the reverse or the reciprocal. It's cutting those calories, so 200, 500 calories less than your maintenance calories. And then you just go from there. So how do we really do this? And this is how a lot of people kind of fall off. They don't really understand. It's really simple. It's not that hard, right? Go online, get yourself MyFitnessPal, which is just an app. It's free, absolutely free. I'll ask you a bunch of questions, initial questions. By the way, it's completely free. You don't have to worry about paying for anything. They do offer a charge version. Don't buy it. I don't really think it's worth it at all. I don't have it, but it doesn't seem worth it to me. Anyways, it's going to ask you a bunch of random questions that are going to basically allow it to formulate this basic guidance for you. So it's going to ask you, what do you want to do? Do you want to gain 5 pounds by what date? Blah, blah, blah. And it's going to basically calculate all of these things and just basically give you an overlay or an overview of your calories that you want to hit for your goals. And as well as like your macros, how many grams of protein are you gonna have, how many grams of carbs, how many grams of fats, and give you everything else. Very good app. What I encourage a lot of people and a lot of my clients to do is to basically track for at least 3 days to a week, 7 days, and just kind of see how or like what your body is, or what you're putting into your body. Kind of see what you're putting into your body. And then after that week, or after those 3 days, however long you feel like you need to track for, take it away. And just, now you have the knowledge of, oh, well, this much is roughly about, 2 cups of blah, blah, blah. And it's going to give me 75 grams of carbs right there. You're a little bit more, cognizant of knowing what you're actually putting into your body and just working more towards your goals this way. So it's not a hard thing to do at all. Within MyFitnessPal, you have a search bar for the library, basically, and you can type in anything. Like you can literally even type in, I think today for my eggs, I was like, well, what am I going to do for ham? Just type in ham. If you have the ham like close by you, if you're tracking at home and you have it by your food that you just made, look at what the label says on it. And you can even scan the label, which they made it super easy with that. but you can look it up by name and it'll be right there in the library. Everything pretty much is in there that I've dealt with. Hopefully everything's there for you as well. But it's super easy and it gives you pretty accurate numbers. And yeah, I use it every once in a while. I've been using it a little bit more lately just because I am switching to more of a bulking style diet. Right now, just as a reference, I am eating about 3,300 to 3,500. My goal is around 3,410, I think, calories a day, with, I believe, 180, no, sorry, 170 or so grams of protein, 410, I think, carb, and then 105 fat or something along those lines. And it's really been pretty cool for me. I like it. My energy levels are crazy. And I feel great and I feel strong in the gym, which is very important for me right now in preparation for the summer, which I will cut down, which I do want to mention. If you're cutting, if you're shredding, you probably want to, assuming, so let's say you just want to cut down for the summer, you want to look good for, summer parties, pool parties, all that, whatever. Sure, you don't have to like religiously follow MyFitnessPal. You don't have to religiously track every single day. If you want to, sure, cool. If you're an organized person, awesome. You don't have to. But if you are to cut down for a show, most likely, if you want to win the show, you want to, track everything, make sure you're, of course, hitting your numbers, which, by the way, I may or may not be looking at a show this summer. Anyways, that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to, track everything all the time if you want to, if you have a goal that's attainable without, you don't need to track every single calorie. You don't need to track everything. You don't need to track every single meal. There's no need for that. I just tell, like I said earlier, my clients, if you want to track for 3 to 5 days or like a week, totally do it. See how that treats you. Kind of figure out what certain foods look like in terms of calories and in terms of macronutrients, and just apply what you learned to the next day where you don't have to track, and now you know a little bit more about that specific food than you did before. So that's going to wrap up basically the talk on things that I wish I knew when I first started. I did know some of these things, don't get me wrong, but I didn't try them, right? And I'm encouraging everybody just to try at least one of the things that you heard today. These are things that could really help you in basically accelerating your, muscle growth and your physique goals, just achieving them in general. So definitely give them a try. If you have any questions or any, specifics that you want to comment down below, let me know. Maybe I'll, speak upon it in the next YouTube video. Also, let me know what you guys want to see, because I just made this basically randomly because I wanted to include some things that have definitely helped me over the course of 6 to 7 years of training, and just things that I know if I knew when I was younger, it would have helped me a lot more. And basically, I'm just trying to voice that out to you guys so that you guys can take that knowledge and use it and become better than I ever was. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave you guys with that. I am going to probably go eat, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.